Hello everyone and welcome to the Club Secretary training from the Club Leadership Education Conference that occurred in September of 2020. So before we begin, if you could scan this QR code using your phone, it's just a quick form to let me know your communication preferences and write out some expectations you have for the year. And if you can't access this QR code, just download the PowerPoint after, and I'll have the link in the notes section. So hi, my name is Deanna Kreinbring. I am serving as your district secretary for the 2020-21 year. I am a third-year criminology and business student at the University of Florida. And a fun fact about myself is that I spent the summer working on my sister's food truck. Let's go ahead and get started. So a little caveat to this information we'll be going over is that every club is different, but there are definitely a few basics that every secretary should follow. So you are responsible for maintaining records, including club membership, dues payment, and committee activity. You create the meeting minutes, and you submit the monthly report forms. Your specific duties include keeping track of the club's property, so service supplies, recruitment materials, and any other club inventory you guys have. You want to track members' involvement, and we'll go into more detail about that as well. You submit awards to District International. You will attend all board meetings and general body meetings, and keep meeting minutes which are sent to all members per your bylaws. You're also responsible for collecting committee reports, recording administrative hours, submitting monthly report time forms on time through the Membership Update Center, and responding to all correspondences you receive, typically within 24 to 48 hours as a courtesy. So the first thing I want to go over is setting your goals for your term. So you want to think about what your priorities are. Do you want to increase the readership of your meeting minutes? Do you want to make sure you submit 100% of your MRFs on time? Or do you want to aim for a distinguished secretary, which I'll go into more detail later. So you want to make sure that you set them early. You want to assess them monthly or quarterly, depending on the goal size. And also don't be afraid to change them. I know your term this year will pose many challenges. So if something comes up and you need to change it, feel free to do so. And remember that any progress is still progress. It doesn't matter if you 100% reach your goal, but even 50% is great. So monthly report forms. At this time, I'm going to actually switch to the Membership Update Center and show you how to sign in here. So if you've never accessed the Membership Update Center, the first thing you're going to do is click first time here, set your password. So you're going to type in your email address that's associated with your CKI membership. Typically it's your .edu email, but it's the email you gave to your previous club officers when they submitted you into the system. So you type in your email, click this box, and then submit it, and they'll send you instructions on how to create your password. Let's go back. So once you've created your password, you can go ahead and sign in and then get into the system. So when you sign in, the first thing you should see is selecting your group. You should see the school right here, and you should be able to click on it. Now, if you sign in and you do not see a school in this group, that means that you're not in the system as the secretary for your club. So you're actually going to need to contact member services from Kiwanis. And I'll have that contact information in my PowerPoint in a minute, but that's something you really need to do soon to get into the system. So go ahead and hit submit. Click here. And then here is the first page you come to. You have your profile, the Membership Update Center, resources, which is links to the international resources, and the monthly report. So you're gonna go ahead and click on this. And then you'll see all the reports for the school year that are available now, starting in April when your term began all the way through October. So I'm going to go ahead and review one from August. So you'll see in here, when you go into the system, you will submit number of members who paid dues, service hours, philanthropic and fundraising dollars raised. So the difference between these two is that philanthropic is money you are fundraising to donate to another organization, whereas fundraising is for your club. You do the amount of general body meetings, service, social events, interclubs, KFAM events or meetings that you attend, and any recruitment activities you host. You also get to write about an outstanding service project that you guys do, that you're proud of, or you want showcased on the district level that we are aware of. You are able to submit a membership spotlight, so you can pick one of your members who's going above and beyond or doing a great job in their position and provide a little information on that. The goal of these two is to actually this year try to spotlight your club on the district social media if you guys, so make sure you submit this. And then each MRF will have different questions that Governor Meath is able to put on here. So for example, this month, Meath asked if there's anything the district board can help you with. Have you had any changes in your officers, had any elections? Did you update the roster for your club? Any comments? And then it'll tell you when you submit it. And I can actually show you, so if I click edit, this will show you the exact form that you'll be filling out, and it has all these blue question marks that'll give you information if you have any questions about what it's exactly asking for. And then right here at the bottom, you'll hit submit. All right, navigate back here. So yes, if you do not have access to the MUC yet, you're going to contact member services at Kiwanis.org as soon as possible, and they'll be able to help you out. You're going to want to include your name, your club, your position, and the issue. Here. Okay, so these reports are due on the 5th of every month, which is very important. And when you submit a report, you're reporting on last month. So the report due October 5th is speaking about September's events. So some important definitions that I wanted to include are that an inter-club event is 2 or more members from 2 or more clubs. And a KFAM event is 2 or more members from 2 or more branches. And please remember that virtual events count. So if your club is completely virtual this year, as are a lot, please remember that your general body meetings that are over Zoom or your social events, like make sure you count those. So the reasons why you should submit your MRFs, other than to make me happy, are to receive feedback and assistance from the district, record your goal progress. It's a great tool to be able to assess how far you guys have come in terms of your social events or your service hours for your club. This information could also help you apply for awards. You can edit and submit your reports late. So if you, a week later after the deadline, you realize that you forgot to count an event, you can go ahead and edit it. And if by chance there's an issue at the MUC and you have to submit late, please do. It's okay if it's late, but we really need that information. Then you also get your club featured on social media if you fill out those other sections. So next is the hours of involvement tracking. And I'm actually going to show you the tracking sheet that UFCKI uses. Their secretary allowed me to show this to you all because I think it's a great example. So first, I wanted to show you, so they have a lot of different tabs going on here. one for each type of event that's recorded in the MUC, and also what their goals correspond to. So for service events, for example, they have their membership on one side, and then each date has its own column, each service event, and then they tally for each one that they attend, and if it's multiple service hours for an event, they'll put 1 or 2. And then here at the end, so the great thing about these like Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel is that you can use formulas to add this all up, so you don't have to go in here and count it up yourself. If you need help with formulas, there's a lot of helpful YouTube videos, or I'm happy to hop on a Zoom call with you. I have a little bit of experience with them, but see, right here, it counts everything from this row. And then another cool thing about those two programs is that you can cross-reference between sheets. So here they have an overview, and each of these columns is a cross-reference back to these. So the service events and hours, it'll input that data in here, so you don't have to copy it over yourself using a formula. And yes, and another thing they do is different color coding. So you see here, there's some blue, some orange, there's a green here. And you'll see on the next tab that this is how they color code. They have different levels of active membership this year. You don't have to be that specific. You can just have either dues paid, not dues paid, or active, not active. It really depends on what your club requirements are. But it's a great way to show at a glance what your club is looking like. The last thing I wanted to show you was the admin hours tab. So here you'll see, using formulas again to just add up any hours they have. They haven't reported any yet, but this is important if that's something you want to track as secretary. So you want to make sure that you're documenting every event that your club hosts. You do want to record attendance at every event, whether that's you physically there or virtually there in this semester's case, or designating another officer or member to make sure that attendance is recorded. And you want to make sure that you record hours and money raised as amounts rather than just one event. That makes sense. Okay, so next we have the meeting minutes. I can actually show you another example for that. So here are USCKI's meeting minutes from our latest meeting. So you see our secretary, Christina, likes to make it very colorful. And she does the location, the time, and these are all very important aspects. We do member and officer spotlights in here, upcoming events. We also use QR codes. Those are great if you're trying to do, since these meeting minutes are virtual, sent through email, QR codes are a great way to do links without having someone type in a lot of characters. And you make sure that you have information for the next meeting, as well as contact information. Yeah, that's all super important. So you want to make sure that your notes are sent to your entire directory. So your directory would include your members, your officers, your Kiwanis and club advisors, and you can include me and your LTG as well. Those are so we know what's going on and can keep me updated. You want to so another way to do these meeting minutes is you can use a graphic design site called Canva. It's super simple to use and it's free, which we like. Or you can just simply write it out in the body of an email. Just depends on what you want to do. But again, those important components are the date and time of the meeting, upcoming events, any guests, your officer contact information, and information on when the next meeting is happening. My best advice is to plan these out ahead of time, so maybe creating a template that you'll use every week that you can just change the information between meetings. You don't want to reinvent the wheel every week. It can get tiresome and time consuming, so definitely try to think of a template to use. All right, so Distinguished Secretary Award. This is, I have pulled from the district level. So in here you'll see the different questions that we used. You report on your meetings that you attended, board meetings, service hours, service events, fundraisers, a whole bunch of stuff, any interclub events that you attended, and then you'll answer some short questions on service projects, admin tasks, fundraising events, and school activities. This criteria will change between the years. This is the form from DCOM 2020. But I will make sure I keep you all updated on this so you can make sure you fill it out. It's definitely a good goal to aim for. You can put it on your resume, or if you want to go for another officer position, it looks great. And you want to be recognized for all your hard work. So some final tips for success that I have are communicate. So it's very important that you stay in touch with your other fellow officers, the district board, and your members. Want to make sure you plan ahead. Secretary is a lot of work sometimes, especially tracking those hours for your members. So make sure you plan ahead and even like set time aside when you want, like say you want to designate Wednesday afternoons for updating hours of involvement, just so it's not taking over your entire week. And then stay organized. That's also very important. You do a lot as district secretary, and you're also a full-time student. So make sure you're finding that balance. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you ever need anything. I am a text, phone call, or email away. I'm super happy to help. So here is my contact information, my phone and email. You can call, text, email. I recently downloaded WhatsApp, so that's also an option. And then this memberservices@kiwanis.org will be your lifeline. Please save it in your phone and your email so you can contact them if there's ever an issue with the Membership Update Center or your MRF. And here's the link to the website and the link to access the Membership Update Center. So like I said, please contact me if you have any questions. I look forward to working with y'all this year. Thank you.